Hey, hey, hey. We're here.
What's up, guys?
It's Wednesday, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and wherever else you are in the world. This is the Death Rattle Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Remark, and with me is Mr. Kanan Becker. What's going on, buddy?
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
know.
you, man.
You like this?
Looking all fancy and shit.
I was going to be late today because I was supposed to be going to a Bridgerton themed networking event at a very high tower here in Jacksonville. And now that I just doxed myself, but it got canceled.
You just
apparently,
doxed yourself to a city with like millions of people.
Yeah, but still, like everybody knew I was in. Yeah, but now like everybody knew I was in Florida, and that's like fine. But now everybody knows where in Florida I am. So,
yeah, but I've been to where you live, and I still couldn't find it if I were to go there. And I know, like, it's like saying, "Yeah, dude, I'm in Sacramento area. Come find me." It's like millions of people.
Well, so anyway, I was supposed to be at this networking event and where they were serving dinner, and I get there and it was like, oh yeah, that got canceled. And I was like, okay.
Oh, they didn't even tell you until after you got there?
No. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. So I was invited by somebody to go. And so I was going as their guest. And so they were there and I showed up with them or him. And when we were
tell him either?
Yeah. So we were like, hey, we're getting ready to go to this, Bridgerton event. And they were like, oh, that was canceled. It got canceled on like Monday or something because of not enough signups. And
Jesus,
so,
dude.
yeah, so we're both standing there.
Last minute canceled it. Like,
yeah. So we're both standing there with our thumbs up our ass. And so we got a drink at the bar, and then I head back, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to make it on time. And so I stayed in my little get up. I used to have a coat with tails. That was part of my costume. Cool. That was part of my Halloween costume a couple years ago when I went as Quark from Star Trek. And but I couldn't find it. So I got my suit jacket and a nice little red bow tie and all that. But
I like it. It looks like if we didn't know better, you literally just came walking out of cans. Because the last time any of us talked to you,
I still can't. Which we'll talk about today too, but we got a lot to talk about. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat. There's Saya. What's going on? She says hello.
Did you see how janky I played your video last week?
Yes, I did. I watched it. I watched it and I was like, this motherfucker.
I don't know why it kept corrupting whenever I tried to save it to my like from the Facebook, and it wasn't like I could just be like, hey, dude, resend that file.
Yeah.
Because it's
I watched it and I was like, Good Lord. But you know what, man, you did a good job. You do a good job when I'm not here. So it's okay. Saya says, hello, Kanan. She doesn't say hello to me. So that's cool. So what's going on, Saya? Anne Marie says, howdy gang. Hi, Anne Marie. Christoph Liggett. Hello.
Dude. She said, welcome back, DJ.
I'm not there yet. Chill. I'm not there yet. Mr. Wonderful says, hey guys, I'm allowed to talk shit. Substance D says, Zup. What's going on?
Zup.
Mark, depending on where you are, good afternoon, evening, or night. Hello. Diddy's here. Hello. Mike says, what's that? Still wondering about the rat. SJM Hadsock says, howdy.
Rats.
I don't know. James Huge says, hi, waiting to load lentils. Get those lentils. Limited Stride says, what's up, gang? Citizen Sleeve is scaring us. He says, boo. Ant says, don't fuck with death. Yeah, we're going to talk about Final Destination Bloodlines. Mike Morin says, saw it last night. It's brutal. Let's see.
Saw what last night?
Yet? FDB, Final Destination.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
James Cry says, yow. Hughes, I don't know if we know. Yeah, let's see here. I think that's everybody so far. John Connor, let's start the show. We're here. Sorry, we're 1 minute late. Sorry. Let me see here. It's 12 a.m. at Diddy's. Okay. John says, yeah, nice DJ rocking the bow tie. Mike says that I'm Pee-wee. That's cool. Yeah. Diddy's going to stalk me. All right,
Pee-wee?
Cool. No, Pee-wee Herman's great. Even though there was that child porn allegation, which I think that just got us off YouTube.
That wasn't what got him in trouble.
I thought it was.
No, he got in trouble for jacking off in an adult. It was back when there was adult theaters. Like there, of course, there was accusations,
Oh.
but nothing official. There was never any like actual charges or anything. It was just like rumors. And it was after that you got, and it's so fucked up, dude. Because like people that are younger don't remember, but there used to be like adult movie theaters, and like you would go in and watch porn. And it's like everybody knew that everybody in there was jacking off, but it was one of those like things that you still couldn't get caught.
I know that's so crazy though. Like, why would you do that? It's public. Even if it's an
like
adult theater,
trouble, but he got in
trouble,
trouble. But it's messed up because it's like the way people treated it is equivalent to if someone was caught like with like a minor now. You know what I mean? Like it was treated like the worst thing in the world. And it's like, dude, he was in a place that was meant for jacking off. Like that's literally what those places were. They were disgusting. I went to one time, and me and my ex-wife, we walked in, and our feet were sticking to the floor, and we were just like, dude,
that's so
it
fucking
smelled
gross.
so rank, dude. And we were just like, we didn't even sit down. We literally just turned around and walked out.
I would not have walked through that door.
Filthy, dude. They were so gross.
Saya says, welcome back. Diddy's in the UK. Let's see here. Mr. Wonderful says,
Diddy, we know you're in the UK because you would never use the name Diddy if you were here in the United States.
Exactly. Mr. Wonderful says, I've been to Jacksonville, drove through there. Don't remember a thing about it besides the winding roads were nice. So glad there weren't toll roads. Well, there are toll roads, but yeah, you probably didn't go. You probably stayed on 95, I think.
I like Jacksonville. I think I like Orlando better, but I like Jacksonville.
Tom F sent a $3 super sticker. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Saya says, DJ's touchy. We missed you. I just wasn't sure if you'd be here tonight. That's okay. I was just talking shit. It's no bad. It's no big deal.
Because she wrote that before we went live.
It's okay. Let me see here.
And he was just giving you a hard time. He wasn't like.
I know, guys. I know it's fine. I get it.
No, I was telling her that you were just giving her a hard time.
Heather says, hey everybody, welcome back. DJ, thank you. B Movie Theater, thank you. Okay.
So before we get too far into this, I need everybody to pour out a beer, whatever, to my lost boy, my little rat, who is named after Vincent Price. He passed away about an hour ago.
Oh, R.I.P. Vincent.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
He was black, fancy rat.
That sucks. How come you never brought him on the podcast?
Because him and his brother are like crazy. They're insane. My older, like when I had female rats, they used to be on my shoulder all the time. Like I did multiple videos with Pinky on my shoulder. But these guys, I can never get them to be calm enough to just like chill. So like if I bring them out, they just take off and run around the room like little lunatics. So, but it's super sad because his brother is like just freaking out. He doesn't understand. Like it was really sad. It's like I walked in my room and I saw his brother, who is named Karloff for Boris Karloff, because he's the gray one. Price was the black one. Anyway, I walk in and I see Karloff at the cage, and he's just like looking at me, and he's like kind of, and I'm like, what's going on? I look in there and I'm like, oh no. I knew Price was not probably going to make it. Like I've been nursing him for over a week, trying to get him to eat anything, having him like lick yogurt off my finger, giving him like water, like right, because he was barely moving. Anyway, but it was like so sad because his brother was like trying to get me to help him, and it's like he's dead, dude. Just like
that sucks,
dude.
man. I'm sorry. That sucks. Was he old? Is that what it was? He was old?
He's not that old.
Oh,
but
that's just sick.
Yeah, that's just rats, man. Like they, they don't like. It's crazy because I've had some rats live like 5 years, and then some will live like a year and a half, 2 years.
So, wow. I didn't know their lifespans were that short. I thought it was.
No,
longer than that.
If a rat lives over like 4 years, it's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway,
so I didn't mean to be a downer, but he's my bud, and I'm a little bit sad, and so figured I'd share it with friends.
Well, I'm just letting everybody know this was supposed to be a dinner networking event that I was at, so I had to order food. So it's going to be another eating stream tonight for the welcome back stream for me. So sorry guys if you're not into that.
I just mowed down on Taco Bell right before we did this.
Oh God, Well, so anyway, for those of you that care, Can was really good.
No, Mr. Wonderful, you don't flush a fucking rat. Like dude, he was like with his tail, he's well over a foot long. Like these are fancy rats and male rats. Like they're huge.
Mike Morin with a $5 says, condolences, Kanan. I was the one asked about your rats when the audio was out last stream.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I remember. I remember.
So Can was awesome. I spent all of my time at the film market trying to sell the Hellgate. And the good news is I got 3 offers on the floor.
So how is it set up?
Like, so there's 2 levels.
That's because like it's one movie theater. Like, is it one theater or like is it a convention center? Like, what's the
No, it's a huge convention center. It's 2 floors. They have like 5 or 6 theaters. I forget what I forget what the big theater is called. It starts with it's like a D name or whatever, but there's 2 red carpet entrances. I didn't get to see any movies when I was there. And,
were they just like playing movies every day or?
Oh yeah, there was something playing all day, every day. And there were also like, because
it's still going right now, right?
Yeah, it goes until the 23rd. But the first week,
I didn't realize it went that long.
Yeah, but the first week
so like what's that, 2 full weeks then, right?
That's 2 full weeks. The first week of the festival is where all of the market stuff happens. The second week is other stuff, but the market usually wraps up in the early part or the late part of the first week, early part of the second week.
So do you pay just to attend, like, and tickets for movies are separate, or like how does that work?
So the way that it worked, and this is why I didn't get to see any movies, was because the badge that I had was for the Marché du Film. That's French for film market. And they said on the website that this badge gives you access to the festival, into festival screenings. But just because you have access, that doesn't mean you have a ticket. And the way that their ticketing system works is every day you have to go on their website and you have to
like a first come, first serve, right?
Yeah, you have to reserve a ticket. And if you're lucky enough to get one, then you get in, or you can stand in this line with your badge and get in if somebody doesn't show up.
Yeah, that's how Fantastic Fest and it's messed up because you can't, like, everybody has been complaining about this for a while with a lot of these conventions because
it's stupid.
You can't get anything in advance. So it's like every morning you got to get up hell early and jump online and try to hope that you got tickets for whatever movies you're trying to get into.
Yeah, it's really dumb. So that's why I didn't get to see any movies, but I did get to see a couple of celebrities. I got to see them, but I didn't meet anybody. And I didn't get to attend any premieres because they're all black tie, and I didn't bring enough black tie. I just brought business. I had my suit jacket and like a shirt, but I didn't have a tux or black tie, so I couldn't get anywhere near any of the
that's what mattered anyway. Like you did what mattered anyway.
Yes, I was there for the market, and it was a very good market. I met a lot of good people. I made some good relationships. And so anyway, so the market is 2 levels. The first level is where all of the countries are to entice you to shoot your movie in their country. And they have all of their incentives, all of
so it's like it's set up like there's separate booths for.
Yeah, it's set up like a convention. And then the second floor is where all of the distribution companies are. So, you have all of and they're all there. Well, not all of them, like, Lionsgate and Universal and all that. Like, they're not there, because they're their own.
Do you just like walk up to them and introduce yourself, or?
You can, but a lot of them are they only do meetings, and they have meetings all day, every day.
Oh, okay. And, so how do you set the meetings up?
Yeah. So when you are accredited with the festival and you get into the Marché, you are then given access to a website called Cinando, and you can go to Cinando and you can sign up for a profile right now, but it's $125 a year to be a part of that website. And essentially what it is it's just a who's who in the industry with their email address and phone number. And
Wow.
you go through there and you find distributors or sales agents that have worked with movies like yours. And then you find out who's listed on there, whether it's their acquisitions people.
And so you just kind of cold message them, like
and then so I had an email that I sent out that said, "Hey, I'm going to be at Cannes. I was just wondering if you're attending. I have a movie that is looking for distribution. I'd like to set up a meeting." And then they message you, they email you back or they don't. And a lot of them are also there to sell their movies. They're not there to. Some are there to buy. Most are there to sell. But I made a lot of really good contacts. And
who are they trying to sell them to?
The other buyers.
So it's not just distributors; it's also production companies,
right? And sales agents. Yeah. So that's what it is. But it was a lot of fun. It was super busy. It was very it could get overwhelming at times. And the fact that I was walking around in a boot because of my toe, I started getting real tired real quick. But
I know that feeling.
France is gorgeous. France is gorgeous. The food's really good. People were really nice. But the one thing is they all drive like assholes. And the motorcyclists and scooter riders and all of that, they just swerve in and out of traffic. The amount of almost accidents that I witnessed just Ubering made me go, I am never, ever driving in France. There is no way that's happening. But
yeah. So anyway, how did you get around? Just walk and public transit or Uber?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't do public transit. I did Uber.
How expensive is it for to stay there and eat and everything?
Well, I'm sure the prices go down when it's not the 2 weeks of Cannes. But my hotel room was about $300 a night. And I spent probably an average of probably about $20 to $30 a meal. But
so definitely not a cheap place to just go for.
Yeah, it's not a cheap place to go. Yeah, it is not. But I got to practice.
Cannes is more of known for the business place anyway, right? I mean, it's not like ones where just fans of movies generally go, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, because I guess anybody can go, right? If you want to see movies, but was there a lot of fans there?
Oh yeah, there was.
Okay.
It's the Cannes Film Festival.
I know, but I thought it's a more one that's meant. I have always thought of it as more of the networking kind of one, not so much about fans meeting celebrities and going to see movies and shit.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know. It's definitely different, but it's the European film market.
Yeah.
So, it both happen at the same time. But yeah, it's definitely not there's not celebrities don't have booths there. They just show up for their premieres.
Yeah. I know there's they play a lot of European movies too, though. So it's not
oh yeah,
there is definitely American ones that premiere there, but
yeah.
So that's fascinating.
Yeah, Mike says it sounds cheap for France. Well, it probably sounds cheap because I didn't eat at fancy restaurants. I tried to find more out of the way, non-touristy stuff because I'm sure the prices were also elevated at all of the restaurants where they know everybody's going to go. So I tried to find restaurants that were a little more deep into the city or, were sort of less known. And I really wanted to have that sort of French cafe experience, which I did get when I was in Nice. And that was really good. The only thing I was missing was a beret and a cigarette, but I got everything else. And I definitely had that French experience. So it was really good. And I think I think everybody needs to go to Cannes at least once just to be able to experience it. And I would love to be able to experience the festival side as well. But it was really surreal for a film fan and for somebody in the industry. It was really surreal just being there, because you're in history, you're witnessing history, totally. As it happens.
Who were the celebrities that you saw?
I don't know.
You mentioned
I didn't get to see Tom. But I saw.
Oh, was Tom Cruise there?
Tom was there. Yeah, Tom Cruise was there.
Oh, okay.
Because Mission Impossible was premiering.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the names.
You said you saw a couple celebrities, so I was just wondering who it was.
Yeah, I don't remember the names. If I would remember, I would have said.
Just faces that look familiar.
Yeah, it was definitely like I know these people. But let me see here. Christoph says, question for both. Have you ever heard of the Avoriaz Film Festival in France? It's a sci-fi horror festival. It's a huge deal in the 70s, 80s, 90s. No, never heard of it. We'll have to look it up.
I wonder if that does still exist, because it does. Actually, it does sound familiar.
Avoriaz.
But I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's a. It's not a big one as far as like, because there's like certain ones you hear about regularly. Like there's the one for horror in New Orleans. I forget the name of it. But then there's the Overlook Festival in Canada. That's a big one. The one I am trying to go to is Fantastic Fest, and that's like the festival to go to.
Yeah, so they're the Fantastic. So Cannes had the Fantastic Pavilion, and that was really awesome. I wish I would have taken more pictures of that, but that was like they took up an entire like corner of the market, and there were a bunch of different distribution companies just in the Fantastic Pavilion. And I met with a couple of them. I met with a couple of distributors there in the Fantastic Pavilion, and I got a bunch of literature and magazines and stuff there. But that was really cool, and I got to meet the curator of the Fantastic Fest.
But you said you had 3 distributors that you have continuing talks with now.
Well, I had 3 just offers to acquire the movie on the floor of the festival. So. And then I have 2 more that are
not even not for distribution, but just to flat out buy the movie.
Well, no, for distribution, for licensing, to acquire the license.
Cool.
But the horror
that's for over there, right? Because you weren't trying to get.
Yeah, that's for international. Yeah, I'm not trying to get I'm trying to get international distribution from Cannes, and then I'm trying to do North American distribution from somebody in North America.
Yeah.
I'm trying to open up these festivals that I was targeting for the Hellgate, because these are like really good horror festivals, and these are the ones that I usually remember. But now it's not opening. So what
were you showing them in the meetings? What were you?
I was showing them the trailer.
Show them the Scissor World, the trailer. Okay.
Yeah. Which I guess. Oh my God.
I know you haven't played the trailer for.
Excuse me. No, I have not, because the trailer is not officially released. But the trailer for the Hellgate is finished. It's just not officially released. I still need to get the finalized audio for all of the different clips that I used, and then we will be releasing the trailer. But it's not released yet. But there is a trailer for the Hellgate ready, and I'm pretty excited. I really like it. So anyway, yeah. So you want to get into our program, or do you want to read a little bit of chat?
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's some questions that pertain to what we were talking about. So let's get a few of those or talk.
All right, let me scroll up a little bit. Everybody's saying hi to Leslie. Hello, Leslie. And then let me see here. Is it true champagne from France can be called champagne? Yes. That's technically true. Only champagne from Champagne, France can be called champagne. I think the rest is just like sparkling wine or something like that.
Yeah.
Jack says all day. You mean 24 hours a day? No, the market closes at like 8 o'clock, but it opens at 8 o'clock too. So it's like 8 to 8. Everybody's saying hi to Leslie and Heather. Let me see here. Jack says, I wish they redid Goosebumps. The new one loves the trope of there being a clique of friends in high school, and then somehow all the children of the future coincidentally become a friend group also.
Which one are you talking about? Because there's the one that was on Hulu that had Justin. What's his name?
I did not see that one.
What is it? Why can't I remember his name? Justin. Jeepers Creepers. Justin.
Long.
Justin Long. Yeah, there's that one, but then there's the new one that just dropped on Disney recently. That's like a whole new thing. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard great things about either, but you got to remember, dude, this Goosebumps isn't made for you, bro. Like if you watch Goosebumps like we did when we were younger, this is for that age group now. Like if they made a Goosebumps that we would like, that wouldn't be, that's not the point. Like Goosebumps is supposed to be for, preteen, teenage, like 15, 12 to like 18-year-old kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Diddy says, did you stop over at the UK while you were there? No, I did not. I went directly to France and then directly back to the United States. Christoph says, I'm from Paris. It's 10 times worse than in the South as far as driving. Yeah. Oh, you mean Paris is 10 times worse than the south of France? Oh my God. Because Cannes is in the south of France on the Mediterranean, and then Paris is north. And if Paris is worse than Cannes, I think I would die.
Well, it's just like when I've been out in Florida and I like hear the people tripping out about traffic and everything there, it makes me laugh because I'm like, dude, go to fucking LA, man. Like you go to LA and it's a whole different world or even worse, go to fucking Mexico, dude. Go to Tijuana.
Oh, yeah,
Mexico City. You want to see bad traffic and shitty driving. You will constantly see accidents. Like when I was in Mexico City, I saw 2 different people actually get hit by cars. Like
oh my God.
It's a normal thing. Not like hit like you're dead or anything, but like it's normal to get hit by a car and like knocked down basically by a car. Thing is, there's traffic is so bad, you're hit at cars going like 5-10 miles an hour, so it doesn't kill you, but it'll still like knock you over and shit. But I saw like an old lady on this little bike thing get knocked over. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's crazy.
Played Out says, I've traveled enough that I'm done traveling. I got to the point where it's sort of all the same, even in foreign countries. Wow, that's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, I've definitely never done that much traveling.
Mike
but
says,
everything is kind of the same, but it depends on what. Because like no matter where you go, humans are humans, and like but it also depends on what you consider different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people are still people. You're gonna have a lot of similarities and whatever. So it's just like, I don't know.
No, I get it. Mike Morin says, saw Bring Her Back at a Scream Unseen a couple of nights ago. Are you guys going to cover it? Yeah, we will. Okay.
I saw it as well a few days ago.
Jack says, I'm trying to act for DJ if you're ever in Colorado. Hey man, let me know what the incentives are out there. Maybe we'll shoot something. We'll shoot like a Yeti movie out there, right? We'll get up there in the mountains and we'll shoot a Wendigo Yeti movie.
Dude, someone needs to make a good Wendigo horror movie.
Yeah. I'd
blows
like to see
me away. It's just like with Cthulhu. I'm like, how has nobody ever made a decent, like how those are perfectly made for horror movies. How has no one ever made a decent one?
Jack says, I can get you a giant disc golf course in the mountains to shoot a movie on. All right, there we go. I'll write up a Yeti movie and we'll shoot it at the disc golf course. That'll be fun. All right, let me try to get through here. Everybody's talking about stuff. Leslie says Jacksonville drivers are nuts. Yes, they are. All right, I think that's good. Jackson's question: who cut your hair? I have a barber who cut it, but he cut it before Cannes, so it's about 2 weeks after. Like it's about 2 weeks grown out. But I do have a barber. He's an Eastern European man named Tony.
Looks good,
and I like him. Thank you. But yeah, so I got to get it cut in the next like couple of weeks anyway because it's going to be growing in. Let me see here. All right, that's everybody. So, all right. DoorDash is telling me that my food is 5 minutes away. So let's get into. Let's
watch the Derry. Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry. All right. So so we got a couple of trailers that we're gonna get into, and the first one is Welcome to Derry. This is from Bloody Disgusting. Where did my thing go? Here we go. There we go. Welcome to Derry. Trailer heads to 1962 and brings Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise back to life. This is.
It's also they brought back the team, like same director, same cinematographer, because it's Muschietti is back.
Spoiler alert.
A lot of people took issue with the second part, and it was a different director. But Muschietti did the first one.
The upcoming series, Welcome to Derry, is taking us back to where it all began this coming fall with HBO unleashing the official teaser trailer for the It prequel series this morning. The 9-episode HBO series will serve as a prequel to Stephen King's horror classic, and yes, Bill Skarsgård will be making his return as the iconic villain Pennywise the Clown. Welcome to Derry is being positioned as a true continuation of Andy Muschietti's It movies, telling a brand new story that's been pulled from the pages of King's classic novel. Andy Muschietti will direct multiple episodes of the original series. Oh my gosh.
He's also the showrunner, though. So,
Welcome to Derry is kicks off its story in 1962 in the time leading up to the events of It Chapter 1. The series is based on Mike Hanlon's interludes from King's book, which document catastrophic events from Derry, Maine's past. From Derry, Maine's past. Muschietti has teased that second and third seasons, if ordered by HBO,
each one would go back in time.
In 19 Wow, it's like somebody read this article before.
No, it's just they're writing the article from hearing the same shit that I've heard.
Would take place in 1995.
I don't need to read it.
Well, so do you want me to read it, or do you want me to just watch the fucking trailer? What do you want me to do?
I never know if they're gonna get to this stuff, so I was like,
"Good Lord! All right, well, fuck it. We'll just go watch the trailer then."
Well, it doesn't say any of this in the trailer.
Hang on.
You know what's crazy is like I do not understand why they're calling this a teaser trailer. Like this is a full-on trailer. Like I always wonder like what qualifies something to be a teaser versus because how long is it? Isn't it like 2 minutes?
Yeah, I mean a teaser can be 2 minutes. I don't know. I mean, usually
I know, but but I'm just saying like what qualifies something from being a teaser versus because like you'll see this is like a trailer, man. It doesn't feel like a teaser at all.
All right, well here we go, and I have to go get my food. So it is full screen.
Okay. Well, while he is getting his food, I will check out the chat. I don't know where he was at though. Let's see here. I'll just start here. Lefroy says, just got done watching Ugly Stepsister on your earlier recommendation, Kay. Good call. A very classy film. Yeah, I love that movie. I get it may not be for everyone, but like, dude, I just think it's so well done and so different. Justin Long, Scream King, Jeepers Creepers, yep. Tusk, Barbarian, yep. I love Justin Long, man. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that Goosebumps that was released with Justin Long on Hulu. It just didn't really look like my cup of tea. It's like I was saying, like I shouldn't really like Goosebumps. Like I'm not the target audience. It's not made for me. I'm not a little kid. But I did hear that the newest leans more into the horror. For what I heard, it's still angled towards preteen, teens or whatever, but it's supposed to be a lot more horror based and scarier and more intense than normal Goosebumps, like the ones that we grew up with. So I've been curious about that, but I still doubt I'll really like it. So now I have to hang it up. What? Well, I'm loaded up, and now I have to hang up. Does in Canada if the police even catch you? I don't know what you mean. Holding your phone, it's about $570. James, I have no idea what you're talking about. I must have missed something. Oh, I get it. You're saying you have to stop watching. I see. Okay. It's Derry, Maine. It's not Derry as in like Citizen Sleeve. Are you not familiar with the movie It or the book It? It's Derry, Maine. It's spelled Derry, not dairy like milk dairy. Yeah, but I don't blame Jack. I don't blame Machete for the Flash at all. Like, the Flash was a fucking mess. A lot of the problems with the Flash, in my opinion, was the CGI. And a lot of that was because of, DC being a bag of shit and not paying the special effects artists like they should have, not giving them nearly enough time, constantly asking for them to change stuff, never letting things be done. That movie went so far over budget because they couldn't make up their minds on shit. And that's nothing to do with Machete. Machete directed it. He didn't do the special effects, the CGI and stuff. And I'm not saying that, of course, like, Flash had directorial issues some too. I think that most of the problems with that movie is DC. Like, DC cannot get out of their own way. Yeah, art with Amar, that's what I thought, but obviously it's not, because this is 2 minutes. So a teaser isn't about less than a minute. So I don't know. I'm always curious about that. Like, what qualifies as a teaser, sizzle reel, trailer, Yeah, Stephen King is not involved with this as in a writing credit or producer or whatever, but he has been consulted, and he was on set a couple times. Machete talked about, and Stephen King was really happy with the direction they were taking it from what the reports have been. So we'll see, but we don't need that anyway. I mean, Stephen King has built out, the story. We don't need, like, if you're doing what these are is prequels, basically, it's telling the other past stories. Like, we don't need Stephen King for that. Yeah, B movie. I liked Grafted too. I think it's another one of those movies that's kind of underrated so far this year. That hasn't been talked about enough. And he's back.
Let's watch this. I'm going to start leaving 0-star reviews for restaurants that, like, forget my straw for my drink.
I can't hear you.
I'm fed up.
Aren't you just playing? There you are. Never mind. Now
Hello?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
My headphones. It wasn't you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to start.
These headphones, if there's not audio coming to them for about a minute, they just turn off. And so it takes like a few seconds to turn them back on.
Well, I said I'm going to start leaving 0-star reviews for places that forget the straw for my drink. Like, I'm fed up with this. It's like, how am I supposed to drink this? I don't have a straw.
Buy straws.
There's a reason I pay premium DoorDash prices for a
That's
straw.
fine. I'm not saying don't leave a negative review, but the problem is, if you leave a negative review, actually, if it's
and
DoorDash,
the quality
just tell
drivers,
them DoorDash will give you a discount, dude. Like, they'll give you money back.
The quality of delivery drivers has also, like, gone down. I'm pretty sure the person who brought my food to me today, like, just smoked some meth before they got in their car. Like, I'm about 51% sure.
But that's why you got to complain and get discount and shit.
Yeah,
like, I do all the time. I don't pay for much of my DoorDash at all.
0 straws, 0 straws, 0
that does
stars.
No good. That's fine. I'm not saying don't do that, but it doesn't do any good. The 0-star thing don't mean a jack shit. Like, what you do is you hit them where it hurts. Like, you get them to give you money back.
Yeah.
Like, the DoorDash is super easy with that. Like, they'll just kick back, like, you just do the help thing and then tell them what the problem is, and they'll be like, there's $8 back.
Mark
do
also
that shit
gets
all
it.
the time.
Says $5 medium Sprite
star thing doesn't mean anything. I agree, but the 0 stars does nothing.
Right, I gotta complain. All right, maybe I'll do that.
That's what I said.
Right.
It's not just complaining. At least you get some money from the deal. That's how I look at it. It's like, if I'm gonna have to drink my drink without a straw, then $5 back, or my drink free or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah,
like, it's better than That's where you get them, because that's when they start to give a shit.
All right, let's get back to this trailer.
because DoorDash passes that on to, like, say you got Taco Bell, they didn't send you the straw, you get DoorDash and they refund you like $3, $4 for your drink, then Taco Bell has to pay that, like pay for that.
Yeah.
So Taco Bell is the one that nobody cares about stars. That's what bad reviews and stars, nobody cares. Not anymore. Not when it, especially when it comes to DoorDash stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. Hit them where it hurts. That's money.
Yeah. Saya says they're trying to cut out straws for the environment, so get a wooden straw and suck it up. Screw that noise.
Yeah. No, they're not. Like out here in California, they just have paper straws now.
Art says, I do dashing and I respect the customer like it's my food. Thank you, Art.
Me too.
If I forget something, I drive to go get it. But now the customers rarely tip, if at all. See, and that's the other thing. Like, I tip.
But the straw is not, the straw isn't on the driver anymore. With most of these things, like
they come in a
get
bag,
a closed bag. It's like,
bag.
Ever since COVID.
No, I get it. I get it, but still, like, that's
what I'm saying. If you give like 0 stars and whatnot, that's why I do like now that DoorDash does that second thing. Like when you rate it, they give you 2 different ratings. Like, how was the restaurant part, and then how was your driver part? And I appreciate that, because back when I was doing DoorDash, like before 2020. It sucks because I would get like bad ratings all the time. And it's like, dude, I had no control. If your food is fucking shitty made or whatever, or cold, I had no control over any of that. No matter how hard I try, no matter how fast I drive. Like,
yeah, I'm not blaming the drivers for the quality of the food, but like, don't roll up and hand me a bag when it looks like that you're about to lose a couple teeth.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I hated when it was
with your fucking ex-con boyfriend in the car in the passenger seat. Like, what are you guys doing? All right, I'm done talking shit. I
got into it the other day with a delivery driver for my groceries, because I have to share my sister's car right now. So like a lot of times I need food, I have to get it delivered because she's got the car or whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy to get me cold rock stars. It's not a big deal. Like, if you couldn't get them, that's fine. Then don't get them or whatever, right? But he messages and he's like, they don't have any cold. And I was like, did you check? Like, there's one place where they generally always have cold ones, but a lot of people don't realize it's there. So usually, if all else fails, there'll be some there. All I said was, did you look in this fridge by the deli? That's it. And he's like, yeah, do you think I'm stupid? That was literally his text to me. And I was like, well, you don't have to be a jerk, whatever. And he was like, I don't know. Anyway, I was like, fine, cancel it. So I fucking canceled my whole entire delivery for that, because that fucker.
Damn.
Yeah.
What an asshole. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's like, whatever. I'm just like, I can never imagine. Because, like, they have the delivery system set up so easy now. All you have to, like, there's very little interaction with the customer. Like, all he had to do was say, oh, I'm sorry, man, I already checked, and they don't have it there either. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have to say, do you think I'm stupid? I was like, what the fuck, man?
Wow, this show's gone off the rails. Sorry, guys.
It always does.
All right, let's finish this trailer, and then we can get back into it.
I feel like we're just watching it again.
Yeah.
Because, like, what new is there that they could bring us? And, like, it looks great. I'm excited to watch it. I will watch it no matter what, and I will enjoy it probably no matter what. But that's been my one thing from the beginning, is, like, other than having different characters, you still can't go that far away from the original, because Pennywise always targets kids.
Right.
So it's going to kind of always be the same situation. Like, he always targets a friend group. So, like, how much different can this be from what we've seen? And where is there going to be, like, anything new? You know what I mean?
Well, because now it's a black kid, and now Pennywise is racist.
No, I don't think that's what they're going. The one thing I thought is that we were going to see. Well, no, I don't think so at all. Well, yeah, it might have some racist elements, maybe.
Of course it will.
But
in the 60s, they have to say it.
Yeah, because
hey guys, remember the 60s was fucking racist? That they, like, we're not allowed to not know.
Is it the 60s?
No, it's forever. If you ask anybody, racism is alive forever. It's never dead. It's always everyone's racist all the time. Sorry, I'm being cynical. Did
you review Sinners?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever were wondering?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was. Yeah, but I didn't. Like, okay,
dude, I had so many comments from people, racist motherfuckers, for just reviewing that movie. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you mean? Oh no, I thought you were talking about the racial implications in the movie.
No.
Oh, no, I haven't had any comments that were.
I'm just saying, like, anytime anybody tries to say that racism is dead or whatever, I'm like, dude, just start a YouTube channel.
Dude, it's okay, but
like,
all right.
I see racist comments all the time.
I was being cynical.
I know you were, but you're
right.
There is some truth to what you're saying, because it's
I know
the Disneyfication of stuff where everything has to have like cultural implications, and some of it is starting to get old. It's not just the racist part. Okay, some of it is very old, but some of it's starting to get really old, because even if it has a good message or it's well written, it's just starting to get repetitive.
Right.
It's not starting to, it's getting repetitive, where it's like, yes, we know. Like, can you find other interesting things to talk about? You know, but I mean, at the same time, like, what else are you going to talk about? You know, I mean, you're talking about.
Oh, come on. There's no other stories that you can talk about that take place in the 60s that don't have to touch on racism. Like, really?
Well, if that's the entire focus, but if it's simply in there, I mean, every single version of it has had racism in there, and
I know,
homophobia, and so, like, it depends on what you're writing and what you're making. But it was like, sometimes it's like in Sinners, it fit, right? It's the time period. This is what it's about. Like, all of that really fit well and was well written and didn't feel like it was beating a dead horse or anything like that. But when it's a token thing, that's when I take issue with it. When it's like, well, you gotta have a gay guy, you gotta have, some lesbian thing, you gotta have some racial implications. Like, you know what I mean? That's when it starts to be like,
right.
Are you trying to write a good story, or are you just trying to check off boxes?
Right. Yeah. All right, let's finish this so we can.
And I don't think one last thing. I don't think this looks like it's going to be that. Because in this trailer, there's not anything, and I'm sure it'll be there. There'll be racial tensions on some level, but
we just saw that old white lady scowl at the family. Like, we just saw it in this teaser.
Yeah.
So, like,
and there would be, if you're making this in the South in the 50s or 60s, there would be some of that regardless. Like, there just would be.
Right. No. Yeah.
But it's like, if that's the entire focus of it, that's where I would.
Yeah. I don't think
that's where it'd be.
I don't think.
Yeah. But you see what I mean? Where the girl's blood in the face. I'm like Penny. Are they going to have Pennywise doing the exact same things? Because that just seems odd.
Yeah.
Like, is he really going? Are they going to do the whole sink blood in the face with the little girl again?
I will give this 3 episodes.
I think it's going to be enjoyable.
To catch me.
The thing is, it's being done by Max, and Max is a really good track record of series. Like, they're one of the best out there at making good series.
I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but just based on,
and they're bringing back the original people.
I'm just saying, like, given this teaser, I'll give it 3 episodes before I either move on or continue.
It looks like it's got the same budget as the movies. Like, it looks like they're going all in with it.
Well, that would be good.
So I just hope that they figure out like, the one thing that I was wondering from this that looked like it could be a little different is, what if they're doing something along the lines of, like, all the adults or a lot of the adults are somehow, because didn't you get the feeling from this that, like, there's something not right with the adults as well? Like, the cop, like, so it makes me wonder.
I mean, that seemed a little odd.
so it's making me wonder, like, what is the deal with all of them? Are they aware of Pennywise and are protecting Pennywise somehow, or working with Pennywise, or has he corrupted them somehow? Because that would be a new angle to it, wouldn't it? I mean,
yeah. Well, they said it's based on the interludes from the book, and it's just expanding upon those interludes, and so we'll see. Well, we'll see. All right, let's get to we got.
I like that they're not bringing. I like that they didn't bring Stephen King on, though. I do actually like that.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I want to see something fresh and maybe like a different mind. And if you're just going to bring Stephen King in to kind of add to a story that he wrote in his cocaine riddled days of the 80s, whatever. Like, I don't know, like they brought him in for some consulting. He was on set with Machete a couple times. So he was involved at least some. Like, he's not producing it. He's not writing it. But like, it's not like they are doing this without his approval, and and they of course had to give him a fat paycheck.
Yeah, that's why he's letting him do all this. Like, where's the money?
To me, though, don't even do it though without Skarsgård. Like, I was very much on the fence about doing this, but as soon as I heard that not only are they bringing back Skarsgård, but like he's gonna look just like, the only thing I'm a little bit is I was hoping that we would get more of the, and I think that this still could happen, but this is where we see Pennywise begin. Like, this is where we see Skarsgård become Pennywise. And like, I really hope that we do still see that, because that's been the rumors all along, is that this would be the origin story for the Pennywise, the dancing clown. And for that, the guy, that the body, you know what I mean, of Pennywise.
Yeah. Well, we will see. All right. So let's get to the next trailer.
Jurassic.
So we got another trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and apparently this one
first, and then talk about Bloodlines.
Yes, we'll talk about Bloodlines after this.
Right, get it. I'm not really. I'm gonna go get another drink real quick. I'll be right
back. All right. We're gonna watch this trailer. Here we go. Well, I'm gonna watch it because Kane's probably.
Dude, what do you think just of that little first part? What is your initial thoughts of that?
I don't know. Like, that would be a terrifying situation to be in. I got that was some pretty good acting from that guy.
My thought was, finally, this feels like back to the beginning, like the first one, the second one, right in that area. I'm not saying it'll be as good as the first, but like in that time frame, because that actually felt scary. That actually felt intense. That reminded me of in the opening of the very first movie. Remember when the guy gets pulled into the cage?
Yeah.
With the raptor? Like, that had that same feel. Like, where you actually have sympathy for a character and like showing something brutal. Because like the last ones, they've all felt so like they're made for people to take their 10-year-olds to see.
Yeah, dinosaur adventures movies.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, what happened to the, like, I'm not saying they have to be full-blown horror movies, but Jurassic Park was built on like some pretty scary shit, like if you're 13, 14-year-olds old, like I was when they came out, like it scared me.
Well, let's see.
Survive there alone.
Chat, are you guys, is it choppy for you guys? Because it's clean for me. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, but I'm watching it on my tablet, which is a separate connection, so it's not my connection. And it's choppy. Like, if it was just on my computer, then I'd be like, oh, maybe it's my Wi-Fi. But it's not. It's on the tablet, which is using actual mobile data, and it's still choppy.
Chat's saying it's off and on choppy. Okay, sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't... let me take a look at my...
It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to bring it up because if there is, if you can make it clearer, if not, no biggie. I could always play it on my end too.
It's gonna be my Wi-Fi. It's Art says it's on dial-up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
I
just
know,
try to. Let's just try
I
to.
wonder how much longer until there is no issues with, you know what I mean, like
Well,
Wi-Fi.
The
Because for
problem
a
with
lot of
me,
us, Wi-Fi now, like our phones, think about it. When was the last time you had a problem making a call or, with your mobile data? Generally, it's always strong now. It's
right.
rare to not have a good signal. I wonder how much longer until Wi-Fi in general will be on that level.
Well, hopefully soon, because like my situation, I can only get Wi-Fi here. I cannot direct in, and there's like 2 or 3 walls between where my extender is and where the actual gateway is. So like,
Dude, I'm telling you, you need to get what I have because it's legally a hotspot, but it's not. You get 5G connection.
yeah,
It's this
maybe
little
I do.
box because you have Verizon, right?
T-Mobile.
Well, they should have I think they have something similar too, but they're like not that expensive, like $20-$30 a month for the service. And then you don't have to worry anymore about dealing with any of that because it gets connection just like your phone.
Well,
but it's actually much stronger than like a lot of times the
I'm
Wi-Fi
like this,
is in the areas you live.
I'm like this close to buying like a 200-foot Ethernet cable anyway, and just running it from the house to my apartment, and and just doing that and seeing what happens. But all right,
At least your audio's been fine. Like your visuals are a little choppy, but your audio hasn't been bad. It isn't.
all right. Well, let's try to just get through this, and then we can talk about Final Destination.
I'm just so glad that they got Gareth Edwards to direct this, dude, because it just shows. Like, it may not be a perfect movie or any of that, but like, you can see that it's got a more horror filmmaker involved. You know what I mean? Plus, for low budget, Monsters is like one of the best, like indie, monster type of movies that's been done. Like that movie had no budget, and the special effects and everything like that were so cool.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just over Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's my issue. Like it's hard for me to get excited for this because I'm just kind of over Jurassic Park at this time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
like
this is not on my list of the movies I'm the most excited about. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
I'm still like
It would be nice to be surprised.
I know I can get a bucket of popcorn and have fun. Like that's all I want. I want Jurassic Park movies, if they're going to exist, to still be just like fun. Feel like you're going on, an amusement park ride. You know what I mean? Like Disneyland on one of those. Like nothing that's crazy, game changing, any of that. But the last couple just made me angry. Like especially the last one. Like I got so pissed off. Like I left the theater just angry, and that sucks.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a fun movie, we went to go see Final Destination Bloodlines.
Well, we did separately.
We both saw it. We didn't see. Yeah, we didn't.
I'm just saying we didn't see it together, but yes, we both.
But do you want to give your review first, and then I'll give mine?
Just go ahead and start talking about it, and I'll jump in wherever.
Okay.
Because I don't have like a whole like laid out in my head of a full review of it or whatever,
All right. So, all right.
This will be spoiler free.
Before you jump in,
for anybody, like, don't worry, like, you don't have to turn it off. This will be spoiler free.
You cannot spoil this movie. You can't.
Yeah, I mean,
there are no spoilers. And here's,
you could like describe like the kills, I guess.
Right, but I'm not going to do that. So,
that's all. I'm just saying they don't have to worry about, because sometimes we've done some spoiler conversations, but this one.
So this movie, Final Destination Bloodlines, it's a bad movie. Okay. However, it's not a bad movie. The script is bad. The script is not good. However, the kills are super creative. The characters are fun enough to watch, and the just over the top ridiculousness of it is so engaging that it's fun from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
Like
it knows exactly what it is. This movie knows what it is, and it doesn't try to, like, it's not trying to be smarter than it is. It's not trying to be more serious than it is. It's not trying to pull at your heartstrings. You know, like it knows that it's a kind of dumb movie. I mean, the concept is kind of dumb, and that's kind of been my problem with them before, is where it was like, dude, like, what are you trying to do? Like, be a stupid movie. Like, that's what I'm hoping with I Know What You Did Last Summer, is that it knows that it's a stupid movie. You know what I mean? Like, you're a stupid movie. Like,
so when it comes to Final Destination, like, if you've seen one Final Destination, you've seen all of them.
Yeah.
There is no, so like, if you've never seen a Final Destination movie, you're not going to be lost in this one. This is
but they do a few things.
They tie up some lore in this.
Yeah, which is nice. But I'm saying that they added some stuff. There's some things in this that are a little different, like lore wise too. Like,
well, but anyway, so don't go into this movie expecting like great dialogue and, you know, and a lot of character development. There's only one character that actually has like some development, and he's not even the main character, but he's like, you know, he's the one that like I liked watching the most.
Yeah, you're talking about the piercing guy.
Yeah.
He kind of stole the show. Like, he's not the main character of the movie, but just the way he's written and the guy's performance in general, he's the character that you have the most fun with.
But the kills and the creativity behind them, behind the design and all that was great. My biggest complaint though was the overuse of CGI. The entire opening scene was one giant green screen. And it's just like,
it has a lot to do with the budget.
Well, the budget was $50 million. You're telling me you can't tell me you can't buy practical effects for that?
Not like, for that.
The building. I know.
All that is, dude.
I understand.
Dude, that whole no. That building is a practical set. Like the restaurant, that's a practical set.
The inside?
Yeah. Like that whole thing is practically done. The only green screen is when you're looking out the windows. So like they're all in there.
No. While the building was exploding and on fire, I saw the feathering around her and the kid.
No. So I'm sure a lot of that is like once shit starts hitting the fan and people start falling out. Yeah, it's very. I almost don't know if I have a problem with it being CGI though, because it has almost a cartoon vibe, like because it's so ridiculous. Like the kid, like the people falling, like the splatting and stuff. Like it's just it kind of almost has that silly. Like you can't. I
didn't think it was very good. That's the problem. Like it's noticeable CGI, and that means that's not good. And dude, for a
high quality CGI now, no bullshit. 50 million is nothing. For Hollywood, bro, this isn't an indie movie.
There's nobody in this movie. Million. I know, but there's nobody. What stars
doesn't
are
matter.
In this movie?
It doesn't matter. Dude, you know this. So the prices you pay when you're a Hollywood production company, the prices they pay for special effects stuff is way different than if you're an indie A24 or whatever paying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
To do it.
You're going to spend $50 million on your CGI. It needs.
I know, but I'm saying it's a low budget. I'm saying this is a super low budget for that level of stuff that they're doing in this. Because it's like Marvel level as shit. Like that scene in particular.
Right.
And they would need more than 50 million to do that, to do it and make it look good.
Well,
even then, look at shit like Flash, dude, where that movie was 200 million and it still looks like crap.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But that's still like, that's bad CGI. That's bad CGI. You know, so that's the only thing. But
yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not, no, all I'm saying is I'm okay. I know, but all I was saying is I'm okay with it being CGI. I think it's bad CGI. It's not good CGI, but I don't take issue with it being CGI. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't think you're doing that kind of thing practically.
This movie had me cracking up throughout most of it. Like, I mean, this isn't a spoiler, but when the piano falls on that kid,
yeah,
I pissed myself. I pissed myself laughing when that piano just smashes that fucking kid, because you're like,
that is a spoiler, you fuck,
you little bastard. It's not a spoiler.
That is a spoiler.
You see it coming from a mile away. That is not. It happened.
But I agree. It was so funny.
Oh, so
Dude,
fucking good.
Another thing. I won't say what happens. I won't say what happens, but dude, I was roaring with laughter at the end. Like at the very, very end, I was laughing so hard. And you got the nod too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean by this movie knows what it is. Like it knows that that's silly in camp. Like that is the definition of camp.
Yeah.
You know?
And RIP
always for the to have it. Yeah. It's so fun. Yeah.
And rest in peace, to me, Tony Todd.
Yeah. Like, dude, that was the only like part of the entire movie really that felt serious and felt like there was like he knew. You know what I mean? Like he knew that maybe he didn't know he was gonna like maybe he didn't know he would die within the next couple months, but like he knew for sure that this was his last appearance for sure in a Final Destination movie.
Yeah, he
but like it, but it just but like he very much like you could feel that he was saying goodbye to everyone. Like it was like I know a lot of people that cried, like actually got teared up from that scene.
It was pretty heavy. It was a pretty heavy scene, but that was the only part of the movie that like slowed down and took a breath. And, we got to see Tony Todd giving his send off to the fans, which, was awesome. I mean, like Tony Todd he's one of the GOATs, but then the movie just kicks back off. That hospital room scene, like,
Yep. It's so ridiculous, dude. Like I got in an argument with someone on Twitter the other day. I'm like, that's literally not how that could possibly happen.
Yeah. So I was.
That is not even how those machines work.
Right. But it doesn't matter.
It literally went into like Looney Tunes cartoon levels.
I know. And so, but I was,
me and my friend, me and my buddy were laughing so hard, dude. We had so much fun. We saw it at almost a midnight showing. So it was like really cool. Like it reminded me of being a teenager back in the day when they used to have the midnight showings on Thursday night for the new releases.
Yeah.
This was like 9, basically 10 o'clock is when we saw it. And it just had that cool feeling to me of being like I think you're maybe a little too young to remember that. Do you remember that at all? Like the midnight?
I used to, well, sort of. I used to go to midnight showings of the Marvel movies.
Yeah. Because when did they stop? Like what, maybe 10 years ago?
No,
they started just releasing them on Thursdays.
Yes, they would release them Thursday night.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like my whole life growing up, they would release them at midnight on Thursday night. So it was technically Friday morning, and it was the first showing, and so everybody would go to the midnight showing.
I think, but they moved it back.
When
did
that
10
change?
PM.
When did that change? No, it's like fucking a lot of movies. I go see them at 5 o'clock now on Thursday.
No, I don't know when it changed. I don't know when it changed. Probably changed when the weekend box office numbers started dropping for all the movies.
That's why they did it. From what I've heard, that's why they do it, because it basically is a way to fudge the numbers. But it's dumb because how are you fudging the numbers when everybody is doing that? So like, if nobody else is doing it, then you're fudging.
And they're not.
I know that exactly because you're counting two. But if everybody's doing it, who are you fooling? You know what I mean? Like,
Heather says they stopped after the stuff with the Dark Knight.
Oh, that's right. That's right. After the shooting,
the Dark Knight was like, really?
No, but I think that is when they stopped after that mass shooting for Dark Knight.
I honestly, I forgot all about that.
Which I don't know why.
Thanks, Heather.
I don't know why that caused that.
Oh, who
because that
fucking
just seems
knows?
really stupid. Because it doesn't have anything to do with what time of day it is to have a mass shooter. Like you have
Yeah.
mass shooters at schools in the middle of the day. It's like it doesn't. It's not like mass shootings only happen at night. But
Yeah, I
she
don't
is
know.
right. That is when I think that they stopped doing the midnight showings. But it's a
Yeah.
shame, man, because like when we were
It is a
teenagers,
shame.
they were so much fun. I remember
I loved it.
like going to see the Matrix, and people would have like would dress up. Everybody would dress up like the Matrix, not for the first one because nobody knew it was going to be like what it became, but like especially by
Right.
the third one, everybody was in their full on Neo outfits and like it was full on cosplay. You'd go and
Yeah.
wait in line because there was no such thing as reserved seats. So, you know, everybody would get there and you'd have a line fucking way out of the theater. And it was just another opportunity to be around other people. And like, I feel like we're missing that so much as a society. It's like we've gotten rid of all the different ways that we can interact with each other.
Yeah, it sucks.
But from what I'm hearing, though, like the younger generation, they're getting back into malls, like going to shopping malls. They're getting back into like doing different, you know, in person things. So hopefully we'll start to see that coming back in. Because I understand why. It was about convenience. It's like, oh, cool. You know, like in theory, it seems great. It's like, oh, I can reserve a seat and I don't have to be there 2 hours early to see a movie, you know, or go to a concert. I don't have to like, you know, wait for, like we used to camp out to get tickets for Metallica or whatever, you know, you would literally like the night before get there and camp in tents and shit to get tickets by the next morning or whatever.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
I
like
mean,
there was
I
something
was younger, but I do
fun
remember.
about that. It was like I get the convenience of it, but at the same time you lose something. You lose that. I remember camping out overnight because the dollar store was selling Christmas trees. You could buy a Christmas tree for $1, a limit of 5. And so like all of us dumb fuckers got there like 2 a.m. There's a long ass line of people fucking sitting in lawn chairs for Christmas trees. And each one of me and my friends, we each bought 5 trees. So we had like 15 trees. And then we're like, what the hell are we going to do with all these trees? And so we started donating them to people.
Look, I found a new feature.
What?
You can see the chat on our screen now. I don't have to bring it up.
Oh, dude.
Look at that.
How did you do that? I've always wondered how people do that. Can you make it bigger?
No.
I want to be able to do this because then I can take clips when I do my lives.
So
What
now
did
you
you
guys
click on?
can. Whoops, there it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
What
clear
is it under?
It's the very top of our. If you look in the chat section, at the very top, it says "Show comments on stage."
Oh,
yeah. Now you turned it off. So now it's back on.
It back on. Yeah.
So now everybody can see everybody. So if you're watching on the Death
Dude.
Rattle side,
Oh,
which you
it's
should
beta.
be, yeah,
It's beta. So like you're probably just out of this.
So if you're watching on the Death Rattle side, which you should be, you can now see what they're talking about in the Ghost Pirate chat and vice versa. So there it is. So live chat, yay! And maybe we can react.
That's a good point. So then it doesn't even matter now about like, what happens if you star? Okay, so it still overlays that. Cool.
So there it is. So yeah, so, get to chatting. All right, what do you want to talk about?
Because the chat, like, let's see. We've talked about 3 things in a row. Let's see what.
Oh, all right. So let's scroll through and see what we're talking about. So if that happened, oh god.
Yeah. So I got to see Bring Her Back, which is the Danny and Michael Philippou, the guys that did Talk to Me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that after I read some chats.
Yeah.
I just got to scroll up a little bit. Okay, talking about Jurassic Park. Talking about Jurassic Park. Jack says, did she just get kicked off a dinosaur? Not sure. Slack Wolf says, oh, I missed the first hour. Sorry, Slack. Welcome in. Art with the Mars says, I'd like to see the aliens invading Jurassic Park. I'd watch that movie. Yeah.
Dude, fucking no, that's what they should have done. It sent the dinosaurs to space.
Yeah.
And make like an island in space.
Down Devil says Jurassic 12. Samuel motherfucking Jackson lives.
Hell yeah. A fucking like clone. A clone Samuel L. Jackson.
Otaku 420 says Dinos on a plane. Yeah, so tired of Disney's Jurassic. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what, like, at least this looks like. I'm not saying it looks full on back to the horror of the first, but it looks like it's at least closer to that.
Yeah.
And that's all I want from them. Like a summertime popcorn fun, you know, kind of like I said, like riding a roller coaster ride.
Art with the Mars says that'd be a great tie into the Predator Skull where they go to present time and hunt the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Phillies Blunt says no more Jurassic Parks. Played Out says Jurassic Park
making them like, because like like for kids and stuff, like my nephews are both like almost at the age where they'll start loving these movies. So I'm not against them making them, because we were all the little boy at one point that fell in love with dinosaurs, you know, or little girls. It's like, I'm not saying stop making them, but I'm just like, you know, making
or
them
you can
like
make
they're
a different dinosaur
Disney
movie.
Like,
it doesn't have to be Jurassic Park. It could be a different dinosaur movie.
Yeah,
you know, you can make a new thing. Novel idea. All right, now
no, because that won't make any money.
They're telling me an original idea won't make money.
Not if it's about dinosaurs.
If it's good. Jurassic Park was an original idea and it was good.
Well, yeah, but that's Steven Spielberg, dude. There's not very many Steven Spielbergs.
Whatever. Oh God.
You know, and a Michael Crichton written story. Like, I'm not saying you can't, but I don't see any problem with making Jurassic Park movies as long as they're still fun and they're not some garbage. Like Disney bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like
I get it.
You can't.
Okay. Jack says Bloodlines was fun. The intro scene was great. Otaku says I agree. It was just more of the same. I wanted to leave after 20 minutes. Of Bloodlines, really?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I actually think it's the best. I think it might be the best period, the best Final Destination period. Because like it's the one that finally gets the assignment. You know, like
other than the first one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but if you rewatch the first one, like it's only a good movie, I think, when you see it for the first time and didn't already, you know, like it's the inventor. It's like if you rewatch it now, it's like, oh my God, dude. Like, talk about a bad script. Like, the dialogue is atrocious in that movie.
Oh, yeah. The dialogue is not good in any of the Final Destination movies.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you compare them against each other, this might be the best.
It's definitely the most creative. Other than the tree trunk truck.
Yeah.
Kill. Like, that's
each movie kind of has that iconic.
Yeah,
scene.
But that one, nobody drives behind those trucks anymore because of that movie.
No.
I don't think we're going to get that again.
The airplane one was amazing. It's like now we've seen airplane explosions and all that, but like at the time, dude, that was crazy. Like I remember to this day still being nervous on an airplane and getting flashes of that scene. So
B Movie Theater says, I'm not sure if I liked it, but I did have a fun time with it. Well, again, it's not a good movie, but it is entertaining as hell.
I think it's good at what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it really depends on what you consider good. And so that's why, again, so that's why it's Thomas says, in other words, great Final Destination flick. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's good for what it is, like for what it's trying to be. Like,
Played Out says Final Destination fans are saying this is as good as any of them. I mean, yes, I'd say it's just as good, if not better than any of them. Steve says the CG was fine. No, it was not. It was fucking garbage.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, especially that opening scene. Like after that, I don't remember any CG standing out where I was like, oof. But that opening scene, there was a couple things where I'm like
Yeah.
there was that one, a couple of those shots where it felt like I was watching one of the old 3D movies where they were like, you know, had the things flying at the screen. And it was like so bad because unless you're watching it in 3D, it's like there was a couple of shots there like that. I was like, oh, which actually kind of reminded me of Flash. Like the baby scene in Flash, like when the babies are all falling and shit in Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saya says, I hate too much CGI, always zaps me out. Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, but Final Destination, it's like it literally is like watching a cartoon. And so it's one of those movies that I don't mind there being some CGI because it's like that's kind of what this is. Like this is ridiculous. Like you're not gonna like there's no real reason to even try to make this stuff look realistic when it's like some of it's like Looney Tune cartoon levels of shit.
I mean, yeah, but it's no
like that final scene, dude. Like you're not doing that practically.
I know.
Or even like you said, the kid with the piano. It's obviously CG, and it's kind of better that it is because it's so silly. It's just like it literally feels like you're watching a Looney Tunes cartoon, like splat,
yeah,
you know. And so like it just depends on the movie. Because if you're doing like a serious movie, like something that's supposed to actually scare you or whatever, like for instance, Bring Her Back. If they did CGI and Bring Her Back, it ruins the movie. It takes you out of the movie. And so everything is practically done in that movie. And it's like there's not even a lot of effects done in it. But when they do, you know, or Talk to Me, since you've seen that one, same kind of thing. It's like you have to practically do all that stuff because you're not doing a ton of it. But what you are doing really needs to sell and really make you feel it.
I agree.
You know, like the girl with the black eyes. Like if that's all CG'd out, you know, and she does like it's so much more effective though. Or the boy hitting his head on the thing. If that's done with CGI and so he feels like a cartoon character, that doesn't sell nearly the same. But when you know that the kid actually bruised himself and fucked himself up because of hitting his head on an actual rubber table, like it, you could feel it.
Yeah.
Like when his head hits against the wall and shit, like, oh my God, dude, it's jarring. And Bring Her Back has a lot of that same, like they might have even gone for it more in this one. Like as far as jarring, there's a couple scenes that are so fucking jarring. And the little boy or whatever, it's a little boy, but like, you know, the on the poster, you see the red-eyed, you know, like with the red eyes or whatever, that little boy, that actor, holy shit, dude. Like for one, I can't believe his parents let him do some of the things that he does in this movie, but like talk about commitment. Like it's like literally right up there with who was I thinking of?
I don't know.
Like Demi
I'm going
Moore,
through putting comments
like
on
in The
screen.
Substance last year. It's like up there with her commitment to that role. Like that's how committed this kid is to like super fucking crazy. Like I don't want to spoil anything about it, but it's a more slow burn. It's a more slow burn movie. It's a more like the best way to put it. I heard they said this was that Talk to Me was a party movie. This one's a drama movie. Like both are horror, both are impactful, but like they're a different tone. Like they're kind of coming at it from a different lane, you know?
Yeah.
And so like this one hits you in the feels much more. Like this one's definitely going to get parents. Because the main tone of this movie is about loss. Because the main characters, the kids, they lose their, like the whole movie starts with them having lost their parents or whatever. And the main woman has lost her kid. And so she's basically adopting or fostering these two kids. Like that's the setup. And so like the movie really comes from that, from both angles of loss. And so it's very powerful. And I don't know when the last time was I had a movie that lingered with me the same. Like this movie, and I'm not even I have my son's full grown, so I'm not like an active parent, but it's still like
an active parent.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't have a little one. I don't have a, I don't have a kid that lives with me.
Yeah.
But and so what I'm getting at is that you don't have to be a parent for this movie to get you.
To like get you.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're a parent, I could see on a different level, like some of the elements getting to you. But I think anybody that's ever dealt with loss on any level, like if you've ever had anyone die in your life, pretty much, you're going to, there'll be an element of this movie that resonates with you. But I think it'll be more divisive, because I think Talk to Me is a little more like straight up horror and a little more like jump scare-ish, whereas this one is more of like the dread, the like hard to breathe level of anxiety and intensity, it kind of reminded me a little bit more of like a Hereditary type of movie.
Okay.
So like it's more in that lane.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching it.
But I am so impressed with these guys, dude, because I think it's a better movie. Like I think it's a much better written movie, but it's a little more cerebral. Like I could definitely see in your mainstream, more little mainstream audiences being lost a little bit, because it doesn't hold your hand and you have to like really pay attention.
Yeah.
And so especially I think anybody that just watches this streaming or something, and so they're not 100% locked in, I could see them coming away with a bunch of questions and stuff. But I think it's a better made movie. I think it's better written. Because that was my only issue with Talk to Me. I think that movie's brilliant, but there's a few like holes in the plot and a few things that you're like, I feel like
around the third act.
Like that wasn't quite written as tight as it could have been. This one is a very complex written movie, and they make some choices in this one that you're just like, fuck, dude, like. You have balls for going there, but at the same time, you're just like, it's like a gut punch. You're just like, I kind of wish this movie hadn't have.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I am.
I'm very curious to your thoughts.
This year is turning out to be a great year for horror.
I just did that video. Dropped it last Friday or whatever, and so I had to look into all of what's coming just this summer, I'm so happy. Middle of September.
I'm so happy about that. Last year was not. And I
think by the end of the year, we had a good, but if you remember back at this time last year,
we didn't have there was
the best we had was like stop motion, which didn't even make my top 10.
Yeah. I did not. I reviewed stop motion on my channel, and I did not.
I still like that movie, but I'm just saying it didn't even, it wasn't like the second half of last year was far better than the first. Like we didn't have much of anything in the first half. Cause like we had Late Night with the Devil. Like at this point,
Otaku says there wasn't even a haunted house movie for Halloween last year. I did not realize that. Speaking of haunted house movies, how many fucking Hell House LLC movies
Cobwebs
are they going to
not
make?
Last year?
Oh, was Cobwebs last year?
No, it was the year before.
No, I think Cobwebs was 23.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna confirm. Yeah, Cobweb was 23.
23 was a really good year for horror. Like it was a much more balanced.
Good, yeah.
Like I feel like last year there was a couple really, really good ones, like cream of the crop. But like after the top, like we talked about this when we did our top 10. Remember, like top 5 was strong. After top 5, it started to like there were still entertaining movies or whatever, but like after that top 5, there's definitely a significant drop off, you know.
Hawaii K is with me. No more Hell House LLC movies.
Dude,
Too many.
They're no. They're just like the VHS movies. Like they're never gonna stop. They're made on like no budget.
They need to.
And there's
because
a fan base for
great.
them.
The first one was great. It didn't need a sequel. The sequel was fine. And then the third one, you're like, what the fuck is happening? And now they're like making another one, and it's like, fuck, guys. Like this did not need to be a franchise.
I really wasn't a big fan of the last one. The what's it called? The something Manor. Like I did not like. I fell asleep in that movie. I did not think it was that great.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. They must be still making enough money. I mean, it's crazy because they just.
I mean,
all
yes,
go
they
straight
make money.
to Shudder,
Yeah.
but they all go straight to Shudder. Like it's weird.
Well, they probably
like,
have a deal with them.
No, because as far as
I know a guy. Hang on, no. Because I know a guy. Which I just want to say this. Hermes Girl says I only watch Final Destination movies for the awesome unaliving scenes. So yes. But no. So I know a filmmaker.
Unaliving is not used in that way.
I know. I read the chat. They meant.
I know. I'm saying to her, not to you.
The death
unaliving.
Scene.
You only see unaliving when someone takes their own life.
Well, yeah, when they're anheroing. So I know a filmmaker. I'm not going to say his name, but he has a deal with a distribution company where this distribution company will write him a $20,000 check.
Yeah,
to make his movie, and then they own the movie. And that's how he makes his movies. And it's like,
yeah. Well, I know Shudder does that. Shudder definitely does that.
Shudder, yeah. So they probably have a similar deal with the Hell House movies.
Probably is, because I know it goes straight to there. Like you can't even rent them. Like but they're that's got to be how they're doing it, because they're not even the movies that are like shown ahead of time at like they're looking for distribution. Like they're just already owned by Shudder.
Yeah,
because like most of Shudder's movies are acquired, but they do produce some, like mostly the series, like the Creep series, the Creep tapes, like that. I believe they produce that, but I know that most of Shudder stuff, they are like they just procure. Can't say that word. Procure it or whatever. Like just buy them.
Yeah, procure. I have a. Excuse me. Just on the topic of haunted house movies, I have a haunted house movie idea that I've been kicking around that I started fleshing out some ideas for, and I was particularly proud of this one scene that I had jotted down last night that happens in a room that I don't find scary, because like that's the challenge for me. It's like if I don't find something scary, how can I find it scary for myself? I don't find clowns scary. So like I try to scare myself with clowns, and usually it doesn't work, but, I wrote a scene for this haunted house movie, and, it deals with clowns. And so hopefully,
did you see Clown in the Cornfield?
Not yet. That's the next one I gotta see. I haven't seen it yet. I think I have a free Cinemark ticket, so I'll probably use that for Clown in the Cornfield, but cause I got to catch up.
Because I don't think there's anything this week.
My channel is in the tank. For YouTube.
I didn't even bother seeing that Weekend one, because like I've heard it is awful. Like it had like 1% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Weekend?
His movie.
Oh yeah, I had no interest in that. That looked dumb as hell.
Me either. But it's still horror, so I'm like, all right, I'll go see it. But then I started hearing like people being like, dude, it's like, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna bother.
The trailers it looks like such a pretentious piece of shit. Like that's what
what everybody is saying about it.
And I'm just like, I don't give enough of a shit about The Weekend.
Nope.
And B, if your trailer makes your movie look like self-indulgent, pretentious shit,
it's up to 15%. 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. What's even crazier is that it has got a 67% for the fan one. And it's like, you know that the only people that went to see that are like big fans of The Weekend.
Yeah.
And only 67% of that were good reviews.
Yeah.
So like that shows you how bad it is.
Jack says, I also don't find clowns scary at all. Clown in a Cornfield, still haven't seen it, but I don't know. Most likely not for me. Yeah, but I don't think like I
There's
don't think
nothing
the
scary
fact
about that movie.
I don't think the
It's not
fact
even
that
meant to be.
that Friendo the clown, like I don't think he's supposed to be scary. Like Art the clown
No.
is supposed to be a scary clown. I don't think Friendo is supposed to be a
Yeah.
scary clown. If you want a scary clown movie, Jack, watch Clown, but
Clown.
I'll give you the
Clown.
what I mean, because there's a few movies called Clown, but you
But
want
that's
to watch
produced by Eli Roth.
you want to watch Clown, the 2014 Clown is what you want to watch by John
That final
Watt.
act, dude. That final
Yeah.
act, man. That movie goes fucking hard.
You want to watch that. Actually, you know what? We got time.
That's such a good movie.
We got time.
But play the trailer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play the trailer because we have time.
Dude,
And
I
it's
love Clown.
this
It's
movie
so good. It
I
does so much more with that concept than you would ever guess it would.
Yeah. And and they go for it, which is like props. So anyway, so if you want a clown movie that scared a guy who's not scared of clowns, me, this is it. So let's hear it. I'm gonna turn the comments off for right now.
What's
All
the
right.
name of that one movie? Circus is Circus of the Dead. Like that one's not scary, but it definitely makes you uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that one? With
I don't think so.
With what's his name? What's the name of the head clown? It's some with a P.
Pickles.
No. Anyway, it's
let's
super
just watch this
fucked
real
up.
quick. So let's just watch this real quick, get it out of the way. Because I always recommend this for people that don't find clowns scary. I recommend. I said try this and see what it does for you.
I don't think the trailer makes it as scary as it is.
He's gonna miss the clown.
There was a little bit of a goof up. There's no clown coming.
Who double books a clown?
I thought you had a backup.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Perfect.
Mr. Clown. Dad, hurry! I'm gonna be late.
Because it's just a lot darker than you even can tell from the trailer.
Suffocate.
Like the trailer makes it almost seem a little silly.
Daddy. Jack, sweetie, let's get you to bed. That's not Daddy.
I can feel myself changing.
What happened to my husband?
It's not a costume. It's skin of a demon. Blood. 5 children.
It's hitting me again.
One child.
Yep. Because like all of this part of the movie is so good.
And this actor, I forget his name off the top of my head. He just doesn't.
Yeah, and like once he goes full on fucking demon, dude.
No matter what I say, don't let me out.
So good.
You can.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a real shame that it didn't get more attention, but at the same time, we're not going to make a sequel of it. So it's like,
What are you doing down there, Daddy?
Come downstairs. I want to see my #1 birthday boy.
Don't go up there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
the movie is so good.
I know that was a long trailer, but it's like, and yes, everybody's saying the trailer doesn't do it justice. You're right. It
No,
doesn't.
It just
but
doesn't.
But
But it's part of when it was made. Like that
Right.
era was like the worst era ever for trailers. Like the trailers
Yeah.
were fucking awful in that era.
Yeah.
Like
Anyway.
everything was like that garish, quick cut bullshit. Like
Yeah. But no,
But-
yes, Stephanie, yes, you need to watch it. Because I don't find clowns scary. They do not scare me. But this movie, they do the way that they do the clown concept and the clown everything, like what's going on with him, the fact that he's, you know, and they don't pull punches when it comes to
No.
the violence. And it's like,
But it's because
wow.
it's not even really a clown. Like most other clown movies, it's just some dude in a clown suit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so it's like, oh, okay, he's a serial killer or whatever. Like even Art, the only reason that character somewhat works too is because there's that supernatural element to him where, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he is superhuman and, you know, I don't think Art is scary. I know that it does scare some people, but I honestly don't think that those movies are meant to scare you either.
Yeah.
But Clown in the Cornfield 100% is not. It's like it's a horror comedy, but it doesn't feel like you're watching a comedy though either. But it's kind of got like kind of a light tone, a little bit of a light tone to it, so where it doesn't feel like you're not supposed to take it super serious. It's kind of got that teen slasher vibe, like where it's just like a kind of lighthearted kind of thing.
I don't know. I thought so. The one part in the
Cool
trailer,
is it takes a twist, and it
Okay.
is different than you think it is. It's not exactly what it seems like it's going to be on the surface, and that's why it's worth seeing, in my opinion.
I just like that scene in the trailer where like the one girl is covering the other girl's mouth, and then like she covers her mouth, and then Friendo covers her mouth. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, like that made me
Like
laugh. And like,
But that, like, what's interesting is, like, that scene is funny, but it's not really like the movie doesn't feel like that. Like that is that one scene, but it in the context of the movie, it's kind of less funny than it is. Like it's hard to explain without spoiling it, but like there's something about that and why it doesn't play as funny in the actual movie as it does in the trailer.
yeah.
And so the movie doesn't really have that tone. Like there is funny stuff in it. There are scenes that are funny, but it's almost more like how Scream is a horror movie that has funny parts, but you wouldn't call it a horror comedy.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like
Okay.
that. So it's like, yeah,
I
it has
gotcha.
some funny stuff, funny dialogue, but it's not, you know, but I don't know. Like I'm seeing a lot of people that are like loving Clown in the Cornfield. They're like, oh my God, and I'm like, no, it's not that either. Like, I mean, it's fun.
see
It's
it.
a fun popcorn movie, but it's
I
not
gotta see
anything
it.
more than that. It's not like any kind of, it's nothing that you're going to be thinking about when you're making your end of the year list. It's just like, you know, a fun Saturday night movie to go see with friends kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's just because we've already had, like in other years, it might have a little more of an impact on me, but like when we've already had the movies that we've had, and then the movies that are coming, it's just like, dude.
I mean, Together's
There's
coming
already
out.
been, yeah,
Weapons.
yep.
28 years
But
later.
also, but even ones that people aren't talking about, like Dangerous Animals. Like I think that has potential to be really good.
Is that coming out in
Like-
theaters?
Yeah. That's the one where the dude's a serial killer, but he's like obsessed with sharks. And so he like sacrifices his victims to the sharks or something like that.
Have I
It
not
looks like
seen this?
it
What's
kind
it
of has
called?
it. No, I'm telling you, it's Dangerous Animals. I'm telling you, man. It's like people are not talking about it, but it reminds me of Wolf Creek. Like it has a little bit of that feel to me. Some of it is that it is an Australian movie or a New Zealand movie. I can't remember. So there is that, but it also just kind of has that like real world feel about it where it feels like it's not. Like,
Is this out
no, it comes out next week or the week
next
after.
week? Okay.
No, hold on, maybe in June.
There's already reviews of it on IMDb, so
Yeah, because it was in film festival.
Oh, okay.
Because they had to, June 6th.
June
Because
6th? Okay. So
it had to get distribution here in the States.
a couple weeks.
So it premiered, I think, at South by Southwest, I think.
Okay, cool.
But it looks really good, dude. The trailer looks Like it looks good. Like it's gonna be good.
I'll check out the
but
trailer after this and see if I want to watch it.
What are the other ones? Like I made my whole video and I came up with like I think 14. I think I came up with 14 movies that are worth seeing this summer.
While you're looking through that,
this weekend we have Fear Street Prom Queen comes out on Netflix.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that'll be fun because I don't know if it's going to be a great movie, but it comes straight to Netflix, so it's like, anything is where And then next week is Bring Her Back. The week after that is Dangerous Animals, and then The Ritual, which is not something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
was Al Pacino or is it De Niro? I forget. I always get those two guys mixed up.
Gaston says
20 years later. Go ahead.
Gaston says, DJ, in a previous podcast, you said Firefly was a must watch. I'd seen Serenity, but not the show. I watched it. You were right. Thanks a million. You're welcome, Gaston. And yes, if anybody has not seen Firefly, you need to watch it. It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most beloved. Like, it's crazy for something that was barely on. It has like the most diehard fan base. Like it's.
Well, because it's an incredibly written show.
Yeah,
like the writing is so good. It's so tight. Noah Limited, you didn't miss any fights. We didn't really argue about that much, except for like we got a little tiff. We got into a little tiff about the budget of Final Destination, but nothing exciting today. But
yeah, the other one that nobody's talking about that I think looks amazing is Him. Have you seen the trailer for that
yes,
yet?
I have seen it. Yes,
dude.
That looks
especially
like
as a big football fan, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, actually make a good horror movie, a sports horror movie, like that's crazy.
Jade asks, have we watched Sinners yet? Yes, we watched it. We talked about it a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
Mr. Halloween says Clown or Final Destination 6. Which should I see this weekend? You should see Final Destination.
Are you talking about Clown in a Cornfield?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely go see Final Destination. They're both the same kind of movie in a lot of ways. Like they both kind of have the same tone in a way. And so like if you just want to go see a fun popcorn movie, Final Destination, it's the one that's like Clown in a Cornfield is one of those that's perfect to watch on Shudder. Like it's just perfect for that. Like you're going to have fun with it, but it'll play great in your house too. Whereas Final Destination, there's something extra about seeing that on the big screen with the fucking crazy shit that, building falling and all that, you know what I mean? Like there's extra of that. Dude,
the thing that's interesting about the thing that's interesting, I just want to because the chat's talking about Him. The thing that's interesting is that, and Jack says it, sports horror flick seems like a weird concept, but it's interesting. There's not a lot of them.
Well, and especially the angle that this one seems to go with the
right.
whole psychological element because of CTE and stuff.
So being able to explore a sports horror movie, like I think that's super interesting. And I think that's an or I shouldn't say untouched, but it's very rare that we get a sports horror. Like what's the last sports horror movie you remember?
I mean, I think it's pretty much untouched because like, especially this angle of it,
I would have to
the only stuff I can think of is like The Fan or things that are more to do with like being a swim fan or being obsessed with like an athlete. And so it comes from like obsession or, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
But like this looks like they're almost going with the PTSD from war. What's that movie? Jacob's Ladder. Like almost going to Jacob's Ladder route, and like that's such a interesting direction that I never thought about, but that could be so good. Like if it's done right. Because it's one of those where it looks like it could be like shit that's in his head versus the shit that's actually happening. is there actually cult things that go on in this? I don't know. From that trailer, like it looks like it could go in multiple directions, and so that's got me excited. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because if we can get some untapped,
Exactly.
horror stuff, like, yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready
Yep.
for it. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I am tired.
it's just so hard
so-
to have anything that's even remotely untapped. Like,
Right.
it's just,
And
you
so
know,
the
there's
fact
just
that we may be
everything's
getting
been
the fact that we may be getting into a new territory is like, it's exciting, because it's like, yeah, everything's been done already. So anyway, but yeah, all right, I gotta get out of here. So let's
I
call
know.
it a
I'm
night.
going to see 28 Days Later. They're actually
Nice.
doing a special release of it at the theater near me tonight. So
Oh, that'll be awesome.
like, that'd be cool to see it, because I haven't seen it in a while, and it's like a remastered version of it, which it's low-fi quality anyway. So I don't think a remastered makes much difference, because the whole thing was shot on like fucking shitty. What camera did they use?
For 28 Days Later, I have no idea.
Yeah, but I know it was it was like a handheld type, a handy cam almost level, I believe. So, because wasn't it one of the first, just like this one shot
Canon
on
XL1. Yeah, it says we're primarily shot using the Canon XL1 mini DV camera.
yeah, and that's part of why they went with the iPhone, for 28 years later. They shot it with the iPhone, and that was partly same concept. It's like using technology that we're used to.
This is what they shot it with. The original price was 588,000 yen. So this is
Jeez.
primarily what they shot 28 Days Later on. Okay, all right.
And
we
it's
gotta
funny
get outta
because
here.
that looks big to like a younger audience looking at that and be like, what? That's a big old camera. Like, no, you don't understand. At the time, like, the cameras they were shooting movies were on fucking cranes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, that was the littlest guys that we had.
Yeah.
Because other than the lens, I mean, that's literally just the fucking little handheld.
Prop dude says, DJ, tell my Wi-Fi love her. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. This has been the Death Rattle Podcast. I'm DJ Remark. He's Kanan Becker. Join us next week. Same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and whatever time that is, wherever else you are in the world. We will see y'all next week. Thank you. Bye.